Okay, all you little Zambergans out there, this is a video I'm making at Mima's request just for you. This is Papa's oscilloscope. Now, an oscilloscope, we're going to have a lot of fun with this thing here in a minute. But before we do, I kind of want to give you a brief explanation as to what it is, what it can do, what it's designed for. An oscilloscope gives you a visual representation of frequencies, voltages over time, so that you can visually observe frequencies, voltages, changes in waveforms, all sorts of really cool stuff. It's a very precise instrument, and it's a great tool to have when you're dealing with electronics and trying to fine-tune things and troubleshoot problems. So there's kind of a brief explanation as to what it is and what it can do. Now let's have some fun with it, because I know we all just want to have fun, right? That's part of electronics, is just having fun and making things happen. So let's do this. I'm going to turn the lights off, and you're going to see how cool this really is. Hope you're not scared of the dark. Okay, so now I just gave this oscilloscope an input. An input with a microphone. So now you can see my voice. How cool is that? Bleh. Barrett, this one is for you. Luke, I am your father. No! Okay, so how cool is that? How cool is that, you guys? And one little girl. So, let me give you an explanation of what you're actually looking at. So what this is you're basically looking at a very precisely controlled beam of electrons that's being directed towards the screen or the monitor, whatever you want to call it. And that screen has a phosphor lining on it, and phosphor is a mineral that reacts to electrons in such a way to where the electrons causes the molecules in the phosphor to jump to a new energy level, and by that happening they produce photons. So we're not actually looking at the electrons, but we are seeing the photons being produced by the phosphor, and we're perceiving them as light. Now, what's really cool is, and I don't even know if I can really display right now. I'm not going to try to mess with the settings, because it's just going to mess up everything. But what's really cool is that right now you're not looking at one solid state of light. What the electron beam is doing is it's not continuous. What you think you're looking at, it looks like one solid line when I'm not talking, right? But it's not. It's actually writing from left to right, and it's doing it at such a rate that you can't really tell that it's writing from left to right and then starting all over again. And then that's when you get into something that's called flicker fusion rate, and that's something you can ask me about some other time, but this video isn't going to be long enough to explain that. But that's another very cool thing that maybe we could talk about some other time. So, let's just see the different frequencies that the oscilloscope will actually pick up from my voice, and let's see if I can tune into them so that we get a nice clean image. Boo. Boo. Do you want to see Uncle Eric make a fool of himself? I think the way that I have it tuned in right now, it's tuning in very well to the higher frequencies, but not the lower ones. The lower ones just look like noise. Boo. But the higher ones actually come out pretty clean. Boo. Pretty cool stuff, guys. I hope you enjoy.